Mark Roy was born in 1577 to John and Genevieve Roy, one of 6 sons. His father John died suddenly when Mark was 19. His mother remarried shortly after, which was hard on Mark and his brothers, and she died shortly thereafter. Mark and his brothers were then placed in the care of a tutor, Gerhard. Mark proved to be an excellent student, earning degrees in philosophy, civil, and canon law. He also had a great love of music and was able to play several instruments. Achieving a law degree and having a strong sense of ethics, he was known as the poor man's lawyer and desired to defend the poor against powerful oppressors. While working on an important case, Mark was near winning, and the opposing attorney sought to make a deal with him to drag out the case to pocket higher fees, since both clients were rich. This shocked him and led him to question the world and the work that he was involved in. As a result, this led him to desire to abandon what he was doing and to follow his brother George to the Capuchin order. While applying to the order, his provincial saw concerns in his admission due to his age and his successful career as a lawyer, making him unable to adjust to Capuchin life. After being turned away from the Capuchins, he was by special dispensation of the bishop ordained a priest in 1612. He then returned to the Capuchins and was received into the order on the feast of St. Francis. He was given the name Fidelis, and his novice master point out the significance of his name from Revelations 2:10. Be faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life. A motto and a quote that remained with him. Fidelis began his preaching career in 1618 and was known as a powerful and pervasive speaker, using the wealth training he had received as a lawyer. His approach was gentle and courteous, not seeking the attention that many preachers of his days used competitively. He was also known to be a preacher more effective than all in living memory. Even those who had left the faith or disagreed with him saw him as friendly and approachable, being known as an angel of peace, reconciling enemies and families to one another. As a guardian in Feldrick, he was known as gentle in manner, zealous in exhorting the friars to devotion and harmony, firm but gentle in administering corrections, hardworking and humble, in rendering all kinds of service, even to the lowliest, for the benefit of his brothers. He had a strong devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary and prayed daily for 2 requests. One, that he would never commit a mortal sin, and the second, that he would shed blood for Christ. He was known to have helped many with the love of a father, the poor, including supporting many poor families with alms, alleviating the suffering of widows and orphans by interceding with the rich and powerful on their behalf, spiritual and material comfort to the incarcerated, and frequently visiting the sick. He was known to have helped many with the love. On April 24, 1622, Fidelis engaged in preaching, seeking to convert souls from the Calvinists and Lutheran faiths. He arrived at the pulpit to read, "Today you will preach for one last time." While preaching on Christian unity, an angry mob arrived with weapons prepared to attack Fidelis. One fired a musket at him, which grazed his head with a bullet. He then left the sanctuary to pray before leaving the church, and upon leaving he found himself in a narrow alley, confronted by many men who demanded him to apostatize, and when he refused, they clubbed him to the ground. He then begged Jesus and Mary for mercy upon them, at which point one ended his life with a sword. His promise to remain faithful unto death was fulfilled. In his own words, he was often known to say, "Woe to me if I should prove myself but a half-hearted soldier in the service of my thorn-crowned King. Fidelis, being the youngest Capuchin saint, was canonized by Pope Benedict XIV on June 29, 1746, along with the Capuchin missionary Joseph of Leonissa. His inspiring faithfulness is a model that should inspire us all to live our faith in prayer, service, and charity, as Fidelis witnessed to with his life.